And now for our next news special report.
Tonight we're taking a hard look at a spectacle that's been grabbing headlines, the Owens-Shapiro feud. Now, let's be clear, as a matter of policy, I usually steer clear of this kind of melodrama between self-styled conservative celebrities. Both Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, they've made valuable contributions to the conservative commentary over the years, but let's not kid ourselves. Their egos are now center stage, and they seem to relish the spotlight. This ongoing spat is more than just a petty quarrel. It's a distraction, a circus sideshow pulling focus from the real issues plaguing our nation. We're talking about the Democrats' harmful policies, Trump's battles against radical prosecutors, and the skyrocketing national debt. Yet here we are, fixated on a childish game of one-upmanship. It's exactly what the devil wants, dividing and conquering the conservative movement. And tonight we dissect this unnecessary drama and remind Owens and Shapiro what really matters. Now, before we dive deeper, let's pause for a moment. You know, the ongoing drama between Owens and Shapiro, it's like a distracting sideshow, taking our eyes off the real prize. It reminds me of something important, the support that keeps us focused on what truly matters. Just like Owens and Shapiro need a reality check, our show relies on the backbone of our sponsors. And not just brands, they're our partners bringing you the unvarnished truth. When you support them, you're telling us to stay the course. And speaking of staying the course, let's talk about maintaining your health. Healthwithgary.com offers a special type of collagen, not just any product, but one that helps maintain skin elasticity and a youthful look. Huh? Look at me, right? Anyway, this isn't about vanity. It's about taking care of yourself so you can focus on the bigger picture. Order now for a 53% discount and keep supporting the stories that matter. Now, on to the main act of our show tonight, the Owens-Shapiro feud. Like I said, as a principle, I avoid wading into the muck of ego-driven clashes among high-profile conservatives. But this particular spat between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro is turning heads and unfortunately shifting focus from critical national issues. Let's face it, Owens and Shapiro, they are accomplished in their own right, but this latest episode reeks of an inflated ego battle, drawing attention from the dire concerns like the state of our republic under Democrat policies, Trump's ongoing struggles against biased prosecution, and of course our ballooning national debt. Now, the entire saga kicked off with Owens expressing her views on the Israel-Palestine conflict, a subject that's always a powder keg in political circles. It's not clear. It's not so much her stance that caused the stir, but rather Shapiro's public denouncement of it. The scene, Shapiro at a public event didn't mince words, labeling Owens' commentary as disgraceful. Now, this wasn't just a casual remark. It was a calculated statement from the founder of the Daily Wire, where Owens hosts her show. Watch.
Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt. I think it's I can't, what was that? Yeah, I mean, she still works for my company. I mean, I think she's been absolutely disgraceful. I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
And what did Owens do? She hit back not with venom, but with a biblical reference on Twitter, implying that one cannot serve both God and money. A subtle jab at the commercial interests possibly driving Shapiro's critique. But Shapiro wasn't going to let that slide. He suggested Owens quit the Daily Wire if her income from the platform was causing such a moral dilemma. Now let's look at the broader picture here. This isn't just a spat between two media personalities. It's symptomatic of a larger problem within our movement. Instead of standing united against the real threats, like the radical left's agenda to dismantle our values and traditions, we have two influential conservative voices bickering like school children. It's a distraction, a spectacle that plays right into the hands of those who wish to see the conservative movement divided and weaken. And make no mistake, this is exactly what our adversaries want. Now let's talk about Owens' track record for a moment. She's been a firebrand, unafraid to tackle controversial issues head-on, from questioning the mainstream media narrative on George Floyd's death to challenging the efficacy of certain medical mandates and the handling of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Owens has often found herself at odds with not just the left, but also within conservative circles. In an ideal world, such differences would be the foundation for robust debate and discussion within our ranks. However, what we are witnessing is far from ideal. It's a mudslinging match with personal attacks overshadowing substantive discussion. Owens, in her response to Shapiro, maintained a level of decorum, refusing to stoop to ad hominem attacks. In an interview with Tucker Carlson, she expressed disappointment at not receiving any heads-up or subsequent explanation from Shapiro post his public remarks. Watch.
So maybe there's a point in the video where he explains what exactly you did wrong and how you were wrong. I haven't seen it. But to call somebody, quote, absolutely disgraceful, particularly a coworker, seems like a pretty big step. And I really don't know the background here. What is that about?
You know, there isn't much of a background. I saw the video when everybody else saw it when I woke up.
No one warned you about it.
Nobody warned me about it. It looks like maybe he didn't know he was being recorded. It looks like it was some sort of a private event. I got no clarity on the issue that he was particularly speaking on. And in what was said, I can't respond to it beyond what he's saying because it's just ad hominem attacks. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not, we disagree, or I don't think she's correct, or maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, exactly. And so I can't respond to it on a level of intellect because there's nothing that he has expressed in that, at least in that short clip, that he fundamentally disagrees with in terms of what I said. But I will say that I'm not going to respond with the same ad hominem attacks. Yes. I don't think it helps further discussion. And if that was me that was caught on a video saying that about colleagues that I work with, I would be embarrassed. So I think that the video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine.
Has he texted you to apologize or explain or anything?
No, nothing. I haven't heard a single word. It just was sort of something that he said. And you know what? Ben and I have many disagreements, so I don't think that that's particularly something that's interesting. We disagreed on the COVID vaccine. We disagree on Ukraine and Russia. He has taken virtually every stance that has been the opposite of mine on every issue over the last 5 years. So I don't think that that's particularly remarkable.
Vaccine. Really, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he was pro the COVID vaccine. I was anti the vaccine. We were all idiots for not getting the vaccine. So that's totally fine. I am totally open to people having a difference in opinion.
Right.
I would hope that amongst colleagues that it would always be a civil disagreement, and I would never in a private event stand on a table and talk badly about Ben.
It's a little weird. So he was on the left on those three biggest issues of our time, is what you're saying?
He has converted his opinions. He's accepted responsibility. He said, I was wrong about the vaccine.
Oh, good.
He is, obviously pro-pharma. His mom's a doctor. And I say to people, I'm very aware of my perspectives on big pharma, and I talk about it on my show openly. And I think that that's a tremendous credit to the Daily Wire that they allow a difference of opinions. But I as I said, hope that it would remain respectful and that you wouldn't throw your colleagues under a bus, so to speak.
I think that's fair. And just for clarity, because I really don't know, is he your boss?
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about Ben's involvement. He's not the CEO of the Daily Wire. He is not making the day-to-day decisions at the Daily Wire. And I do want to make it very clear because people are like, how could you possibly save Daily Wire after this? I have a very good relationship with the co-CEOs of the Daily Wire. Especially right now, the acting CEO is Caleb Robinson. He's a wonderful person. He's worked very hard to be where he's at. We have a lot in common that we connect on. And so people don't get to see that, which is unfortunate. Ben lives in Florida. He's not a part of the day-to-day movement of the Daily Wire. The rest of the hosts have their shows situated in Nashville. So we see each other every day. We talk. There's great camaraderie. And there's actually more agreement. There's actually a lot of people that are, as I describe myself, just pro-America first. And I think I've been that way consistently throughout my political career. Whether people agree with it or not in different moments is up for debate. But I don't want that video to become a reflection of how the Daily Wire works and the Daily Wire operates, because I have had a very good experience with the CEOs and, love Michael Knowles, love Matt Walsh, Andrew Klavan. We all get along really great.
Well, it certainly speaks well to the Daily Wire then. So it's not, a clip like that on the internet, Candace Owens is out or something. That's doesn't sound like that's what it means.
Yeah, no, it's a small group of people. We see each other every day. Right. Brett Cooper is another one who just joined about 2 years ago. She's great. She's up and coming. And there's a lot of stuff that we're working on. And that's why I think this video is even more unfortunate, because people see him as a figurehead, rightfully so, of the Daily Wire. And it allows people to, speak energy into the Daily Wire that isn't necessarily there because he's not there on a day-to-day basis.
Well, let's remember what's at stake here. While Owens and Shapiro engage in their high-profile feud, critical issues are being sidelined. The Democrats are continuing their relentless push towards policies that undermine our freedoms and economic stability. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, a bulwark against the radical left, faces continuous legal assaults designed to weaken his influence and discredit his legacy. Let's not forget the national debt spiraling out of control with little to no accountability from those in power. These are the issues that should be commanding our attention, not a spat between two conservative commentators, no matter how influential they may be. So what should be the takeaway from this whole circus? First and foremost, it's a stark reminder that we as conservatives need to remain focused on the bigger picture. Personal egos and public spats are a luxury we cannot afford, especially at a time when the core values of our republic are under siege. She went on the Tucker Carlson show to continue this feud, to address it publicly. That airtime could have been used for something much more valuable. Now, this feud, in all of its dramatic glory, is a mere sideshow compared to the real battles we face. Battles against an administration and a political ideology that seeks to radically transform our nation. We need to channel our energies and resources into fighting these battles, not into internal squabbles that serve no purpose other than to entertain and distract. Moreover, this incident should serve as a wake-up call for the conservative media. The role of conservative commentators should be to enlighten and educate their audience, not engage in petty infighting. The influence that they wield is substantial, and with it comes the responsibility to use it wisely for the betterment of our movement and our country. Now, while the Owens-Shapiro feud might make for sensational headlines and heated debates, it's essential to remember that it's just a small part of the much larger picture. Our focus should be on the critical issues facing our nation, the erosion of our freedoms, the encroachment of big government, and the preservation of our constitutional republic. These are the battles that deserve our attention and our efforts. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe, not just for more insights into the Owens-Shapiro saga, but for unflinching coverage of the issues that truly matter. It's time to redirect our focus where it belongs on safeguarding our republic and its founding principles. Now, let me be crystal clear. Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, your recent actions are an embarrassment to conservative values. It's high time you both realize that your egotistical battle is not just a distraction, but a disgrace. You're playing into the hands of those who wish to see us divided. While you bask in the limelight of this petty feud, real issues are being ignored. The Democrats' destructive policies, Trump's unjust battles, and our nation's skyrocketing debt. Your behavior is nothing short of childish, drawing attention away from matters that truly impact Americans, and you should be ashamed. This isn't a game. It's the future of our republic at stake. So I urge my viewers, let's send them a message loud and clear. Share this segment across every platform. Let them know we won't stand for this circus sideshow. We demand focus on the real challenges facing our nation, not on inflated egos vying for the spotlight.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.